Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the United Kingdom. In Warwickshire, heart of the country, not far from Stratford-on-Avon. So that's where I am. It's gorgeous outside, but I need to catch up on some of my projects. And to share with you today, obviously it's a fun fold day. So I'm using the Sweet as a Peach suite, which has 4 items in it. So it's got the Sweet as a Peach stamp set, the dies that coordinate with that, and they do both cutting out the images and also some accent images. A box of cute little mini jam jars, which actually are great for popping sweet treats into. And then the DSP, Designer Series paper. So this is the paper that I'm going to be using. And as usual, you know, double-sided, lovely images on the one side, the sort of coordinate sort of bold statement images, and then on the reverse a more universal sort of overall pattern as well that can be used. Some fabulous colours in here: Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Bumblebee and Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz as well, and Petal Pink. That's the sort of really pretty pink that's in there. Going through to Old Olive as well, obviously some Balmy Blue there. So this one really shows the sort of gradient from sort of Pear Pizzazz through to Old Olive, and then combining with Balmy Blue there. These peaches lovely with Calypso Coral. A bit of pale papaya in there, I think, as well. I've certainly used pale papaya with it, if not. But hey, there we go. Has it got pale papaya? It has got pale papaya, and I wasn't making that up. Wouldn't be the first time. So that's the paper. It's 12 by 12 paper, by the way. So you get 2 sheets each of 6 different designs. The other thing I'm using is the Tasteful Labels. These really are a go-to. These and the Stitch So Sweetly are sort of my go-to labels at the moment. Lovely stitching detail, but also some kind of embossed detail around the edges as well, and they layer really well. And as you can see, I have extras already cut ready to use when I want, and this is the card I'm making. So it's kind of a modified gatefold is what I've called it. It's an offset gatefold, so the idea is it does open up, but obviously you've got that really nice edge that just adds a little bit of difference to it when you open it up. You've got a nice bit of the DSP here. I've done a bit of stamping on the inside, and they use those labels on the top. Now this one I've done with the little peaches and with those teeny tiny leaves. So I hadn't used the teeny tiny leaves very much, so I thought, you know what, about time I did. So I added those on here, and they cut out so easily. You get lots. You get sort of 2 of the pairs of leaves and 4 single leaves as well. So they really die cut very easily. So let's get started then. You'll see I've already done a bit of prep, but I will show you how to kind of get the tonal images. So you can see here I've actually got 2 tones. This one is Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral that I've used. Good old sponge daubers, just add a little bit of shading on there, and just great, nice fun card to create. So to start off with then, you will need a piece of card. I'm using some Pear Pizzazz here that is 29 by 10.5 centimetres. And you are going to score at 4 centimetres. Really easy scoring on this one. And at 18.5 centimetres. There you go. That's all the scoring we're going to do. Told you it was easy. And of course doing lots of crashing about. I have done some prep on the layers already. Just fold that and reinforce it with your bone folder. There we go. And you'll see it just meets perfectly on the edge there. So that's our basic card, really easy. And I'm going to do some stamping now to go create our flowers. So I thought I'd use the floral images for this one. So I've already die cut my labels. So these 2 labels, I've done one in Calypso Coral and one in basic white. So that's going to be for stamping my sentiment on and those little flowers. That will create my layer. And again, I've already sort of cut some pieces of card to go inside as well, and I'll run through the measurements on those in a few moments. Okay, so we can get going. Things to remember: photopolymer stamp set. Best way to get the best image is by using your stamping pierce mat. That way you get a really good nice image. These are distinctive stamps as well, so with the distinctive you've got texture in there already, so which it just makes it really nice and easy to get fabulous looking images. And if you use the stamping pierce mat, you'll get the benefit of all of that as well. So I'm first of all going to stamp my happy birthday just across the middle of that die cut. Then I'm going to come in, I'm actually going to use a bit of Mango Melody, I thought, this time. But I'm going to stamp off because it's quite a strong colour, Mango Melody, if I show you here. Doesn't help if you stick it in the wrong ink pad. Right, Mango Melody. It's quite a strong colour. But do I want to stamp off? No, actually, do you know what? Let's go for it. And I'm just going to stamp these little trio of flowers, just as like a sort of sprinkle. So instead of adding sequins, I'm adding sprinkle of flowers. So just to add that there. So I'll pop that to one side. Now I want to stamp my actual floral image. So with this, I'm going to do, we're going to try some bit of scrap paper first. I'm going to try my Calypso Coral. Yeah, okay. Okay, right. Let's go. Calypso Coral with some Mango Melody accents. So with that, I'm just going to sort of daub that, not even in the centre, to see how that works. So that adds a bit of yellow. Let's try stamping off a bit. And those actually worked really well. You can see those. So by stamping off and then adding a bit of Mango Melody, we're getting some really pretty flowers with just lovely sort of colours. So I think that works really well. And it's quite nice to have a play around with some of these. So what I want to do now is die cut these. Now, Stampin' Up have been great here because what they've done is given us a die that cuts all three flowers out with one go. So really makes life a much easier. I'm just going to use a little bit of post-it note tape to hold those in place, and you'll see by just lining those up, I do it so you can kind of, I don't see any white, and then stick a piece of post-it note tape, and then pop those through my cut and emboss machine, which of course I have put the plates to one side. So cut and emboss machine, just a reminder, so all the plates are numbered up so that you can easily see what plate it is that you need to use. So this is a 1, 2 and 2 sandwich, and you line those up. Keep the dies within the black lines, little horizontal lines, and you'll have no problem at all in popping those. You can see that, look, they just pop out fantastically. And it's so easy to do. Another one, just again pop that in there. It takes about a 7.5, oh, I've probably gone a bit loud, sorry, right over the microphone. About a 7.5 centimetre wide piece of card works wonderfully in there. And all you want to do then is just grab a little piece of pear pizzazz, and I'm going to pop my little leaf dies on there as well, just to, again to show you. I've already die cut some out, but just to show you. They are individual ones, so I would suggest you make sure you keep a careful eye on them, because you don't want them pinging all over the place. when you pop that through, you will see they pop off straight away. So there are my flowers. So more flowers to add to the front. And these ones, you can see they just pop off straight away. That's where a magnetic sheet is really useful to pop those straight back in, or a magnetic dish I use. I've just shown you that before. And then there are your leaves. So you can cut loads of those out in one go, ready for your card. And then what I like to do is again use my Stampin' Pierce mat with my take your pick tool to add some shape to these flowers. So 2 ways to do it. First of all, if you shape on the back, then flip it over and pop in front, you get some lovely shaped petals. So just doing that creates a nice bit of shape. You don't need loads and loads of tools. I have been known to do that in my hand as well. So if you know, pop it in your hand, end of the scissors, anything that's kind of rounded on the end, all you're doing is just stretching the fibres of those flowers, but it just helps to shape the petals a little bit more and create a nice more realistic flower. Now obviously if it's going in the post, you might want to keep it flatter, and that's fine too. You might prefer your flowers flat, and that's, you know, that's the great thing about card making. You can really do whatever you want. You can express your creativity as you wish. So I've got quite a few flowers there now, so I think perhaps do one more set. And again, you know, these are the ones that I've done before. I think these are probably Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral. What I didn't do is add the centre to those. I've just noticed there is a little stamp that adds a centre, as I've used here. But actually, because I've shaped those, you know, it's not noticeable that I haven't used that. Just adds an extra dimension. So we can now start layering up. So we are going to add some glue to most of the back, apart from the very ends of that, and then layer that up on the right side. So I'm now going to have glue everywhere. Oh well, okay, never mind, I will clear that up in a moment. So just centre that, so just have a look at where those corners come, make sure it's sort of even, top and bottom. I'm going to put that to one side to dry and hopefully not be quite so gluey. One bit I didn't do is adding some flowers to the inside of my card. So this is a layer for the insides. This is 10 by 10 basic white. I'm going to use my flower image for this and my leaf image. So again, keeping with the colours in the DSP, I'm just going to come in and just add a little stamping to the bottom of that. Again, so we'll do the same with our flowers. And what I will do is show you I'm going to stamp those off. One thing I've done is I've just put a little marker on these so that I know which way it orientates. So basically it's the kind of middle, the big flower goes towards the edge of the leaves. And to show you that centre, so here's my centre now, so I'm just going to come in with Calypso Coral full strength and add a centre to those flowers as well. There we go. So that's my decoration for the inside, so 10 by 10, and then the other piece is 4 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So we're just going to add some wet glue. I'm using Tombow here. I do like Tombow because it gives me a bit of what I call wiggle room. So it allows me to Just keep that nicely lined up, particularly when I'm adding an extra layer in. And I've deliberately just kept this just with a single layer so we don't have too much bulk on the inside. But that way, you can see, just adds, we've got our flowers on the inside. Next we can start creating some layers for the front. So this piece here is 10 by 3.5 centimetres. Get the right piece. And my DSP is 9.5 by 3 centimetres. So that can just go like so. So you can tell it's warm because my Tombow is flowing very freely. Open the card out and just add that on there. So as I said, I'm kind of keeping with the colours that are in the DSP. I like that as a way of kind of keeping everything you know, together. If Stampin' Up designers have said the colour combination works, who am I to disagree? Just makes life a little less stressful when it comes to creating. Because at the end of the day, this is about us enjoying ourselves. And whether you're a quick crafter or whether you like to spend hours on your cards, again, that's absolutely up to you. I can while away the hours quite happily crafting. And then all you've got to do is decide which way you want your dots to go on this particular piece of paper. Either sort of vertical or horizontal. So we're almost there now. So all that remains is for me to add this to our card. So I'm going to add, my dimensionals are going to go mainly to the left of this because the right hand side overhangs slightly. So I'm adding my labels first before I add my flowers. And I'm just going to centre that. So I'm going to have a look and kind of just eyeball where that is. Okay, and then we can start adding our flowers. So I'm going to turn my flowers over and add some glue to the reverse of each of these. Now the other thing you could do is add some dots of glue to silicone sheet. That's another way of, I don't know, or you could use glue dots. This way I generally find works for me. And then just add the flowers. And I've deliberately added some of the flowers on the other card, the peaches, onto the side of the card as well. Sorry, the side. By that I mean this side here, so that it just creates just a pretty effect. And obviously you could add in flowers wherever you want, and I shall add some of the little leaves in as well. So all I need to do is I'm going to use my fine glue here. She says I am going to use my fine glue just to add a little greenery. To bring in the green on the flower as well. So it's green on the paper. Take your pick tool is obviously useful for this as well. But all you need to do, is just add as many or as few leaves and flowers as you want. I'm going to add an extra. That one's pinged off. So there we have our pretty floral version and our peach version. Which do you prefer? I love it when you let me know. I'll be adding some more leaves and onto my floral version, I think. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. And don't forget to click on the description bar below if you'd like to purchase any of the products or pop along to my blog. And please hit the subscribe button. It does make a difference. Thanks for watching. Bye now.